Okay. I think we've done everything. I'm sure I'll think of something I was supposed to do 20 minutes from now. Because that's the, you know, the way we do things. Alright. As things are loading in. So, when we last left off, we were working on our wall, and the husband was bitching that I didn't have enough access, and he kicked a hole in the wall to go do something that I suggested he could go do because he was bored. We still have to finish putting in our floor. So let's grab our wood and do that. I did farm up some more wood. And I still haven't had that many wandering villagers. I haven't had that much time to play this week, actually. Wasn't feeling that well, and I've been trying to get an art project done so that I can get to work on Christmas presents, and I got hit with like a 4 to 5 day migraine, so I didn't get a whole lot of stuff done. I just barely got enough sandstone smelted, so we'll see what today brings. Don't know how long we're gonna go. I do know we're going a little early today, so I do apologize for that, but I should have grabbed that other stack of wood, because now that I'm looking at this, I don't think this is going to be enough. No, probably not. Yeah, no, definitely not. So we're probably going to have to go back and grab some more wood here in just a minute. And I know it's still kind of dark in here. I'm going to come back in. I'm gonna take that iron though. We need the iron. I'm gonna come back in with some more lighting once we get the supplies. See, I was gonna grab the other stack, and then I was kind of like, well, no, we should be fine. Alright, so that wasn't a whole lot of iron, but it was something. Alright. So we're almost done this first section. We're gonna be turning the corner here. What's the matter?
Nothing, I just got a little ladybug type thing on me.
Oh, I didn't know what your mom wanted. I didn't know what your mom wanted.
Nothing.
So, yeah, we're gonna need more. But that's okay. I did get a little bit of the wood that we needed, and I was breeding some cows. Because I figured, well, if I had the leather, maybe we can entice the husband to come back and play. I think he was trying to get some unbreaking enchants going for some of his mining picks. We'll probably have more access to the mining areas eventually. But at the moment, it wasn't a huge priority. Because the mine setup that I have right now is just kind of temporary. We'll probably do a much more elaborate And there we go. We are out of... Oh, I need to grab the wool, because we did put that there. Oh, that's what I was trying to figure out. If it would be more beneficial to put pumpkins in the bottom here. Just to kind of, you know, brighten up the walkway. But that does leave the ceiling very dark. So I was torn because this is an even number and not odd, so I can't just hang one in the middle of the cross section. So I'd either have to hang one down there on each side, or we do 2 pumpkins in the middle just to try to add a little more light. But then that's a lot of carpet that we have to run. It's a lot of blue sheep that we would need to shear. And I don't necessarily know that carpet would really be there. I don't know. I do need those 2. I'm not sure if the doors will open with the car. Oh wait, the doors open inward, so that should be fine. Let me grab the rest of our spruce here. And I moved the other stuff over here into a quote unquote working section. Alright, so let's head back down into the inside area here. Let's speed run it as best as we can. I mean, if the moving lava wouldn't bug the shit out of me, we could just use a bucket of lava to light the corridors, but that's a lot of moving parts for my computer to handle too, so I don't know. We might just be better off with the flickering pumpkins. Yeah. Okay. So let's get this situated. The pumpkins are a lot more replenishable. Iron we're definitely going to have to do a lot of digging to get, which is a lot of lanterns. So we gotta think about that. But that kind of isn't so bad. It's fairly decently lit, so I might come back and do that. But we'd have to run the carpet down the entire middle of the walkway, I think, for it to look right. And as it is, we're probably going to have to put lanterns up above, or if we do pumpkins, we'll have to do, for the upper floor as well, we'll have to, I mean, we could do glowstone lamps, but still. I mean, we do have it on peaceful, so we could, in theory, venture into the nether. I just don't have the nether portal set up, so I mean, we could do redstone lamps up there. In the ceiling. I don't know. I don't know. Redstone lamps feel a little fancy for what we're doing. I gotta think about it. The pumpkins are usually my go-to because then I don't have to go into the nether. And glowstone can be a bitch to keep chasing. at times, because it's not really replenishable. Like, you can't grow it, so it's one of those things like iron that you have to keep chasing. Excuse me here, guys. Alright, let me put the extra bit of sand in there. I never know if I'm going to need that for scaffolding purposes. Okay, so I got the trim all sorted, so we are on this corner. Now, the corner piece, it's probably going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, to be perfectly honest. But we'll get it there. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Hang on, hang on. Okay. Okay. Right. So y'all are gonna hate me. But I'm trying to. Oh, there it is. It blended in and I got scared. I'm like, where's my other house? I'm trying to love this brown in cyan. The brown and cyan glazed terracotta, and I'm just not. Wait, you're, yeah. I'm trying, it's just not happening. So I want to see if one of these guys will cooperate and give me the glazed orange, or the orange rather. We can glaze it ourselves. Right, we need, I don't have anything in here, right? No. Okay, so we're gonna need this stuff. And we're gonna end up getting accosted by all of these villagers because they are all hanging around here. I need that. Oh, iron. Oh, I had some cooking. Okay, cool. Right, so I don't know where I'm gonna put you for the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll do that. Okay, so where's my... Is it you? Alright, let me get those emeralds back from you, buddy. And that's all we can get from you at the moment. Oh my goodness, so many villagers. They be everywhere. Oh my goodness. Alright, let me just make sure. See, like, we picked up the orange terra. Well, that's really just regular terracotta, isn't it? I know, I've done the orange terracotta before. And I feel like it looks better on the sandstone. And it goes so much better with the cyan sheep. It really does. Hi, farmer dude. I got nothing. I got nothing for you. Sorry. I know you want me to give you things, but I don't have things to give you. And to be perfectly honest, you got enough of my of my potatoes anyway? Or you're not the same guy. You don't have a... Oh, hi. Oh my goodness. All of the people. Okay, so you're the brown terracotta. Where's... Oh my goodness. Hi. You're all in my face. So, hang on. You're a different mason. Where's the mason we were talking to? He vanished. Oh, okay. Alright. Right. And now they've all scattered to the wind because it's their bedtime. Were you who I was talking to? Yes. We weren't done doing business there, my friend. We're still not done doing business. Alright, I don't know if I have any extra granite right now. So, these villagers, I swear. That's empty. 2 granite. Alright, well, let me have that. That's empty. And those are currently in progress work boxes. Alright. Let me see. I don't think we have any... Like, I think I've already traded all of the granite that I had. Oh, there's 18. So I'm getting stuck trying to get out the door. Oh, it got so blissfully quiet now that all the villagers went to bed. Oh my goodness. Did I tell you guys I picked up acacia trees? I can't remember. I did have a wandering villager come by that was selling those, so I was like, yes, we will take them. Alright, so that's not quite enough granite at the moment. I had one going.
Oh, good stuff.
It went out. It would seem. Alright, so that's like maybe 1, 2 turn-ins there. We don't have quite enough there. I want to... Don't we have more? Yes, we do. Alright, so let's go over and hit up one of these ovens over here. I mean, we could use the one in the house, but... we might as well use one of these guys. And we'll get that going. I could just annoy this villager and be like, hey buddy, wake up. I've got things for you. And you... Oh, we need 19 of those. Alright. Well, okay, I'll be back. He's like, woman, let me sleep. No. You all were in my face and pushing me around earlier, so now I'm gonna annoy the shit out of you. And that's the way it's gonna be. I don't think we have any... We probably should check this workbox over here. These poor golems. The ones that have cracks on them and that are looking a little worse for wear. They keep walking into... They keep walking into the cactuses. And I've been trying to eliminate some of the cactuses. And, they just keep walking into them. I'm like, okay, buddy. See, there's some of our granite. I was like, oh, well, what am I gonna do with all this granite? I don't have any place to put it. There's a little bit more of iron. So I started using the stuff I wasn't really using on the wall layouts. I mean, I could start ripping all of the granite out of here, I suppose. I think that's lava over there. Like, I don't even know if this one villager is going to give me what I'm looking for. I mean, in the meantime, we could just use the brown terracotta, but then that's kind of a waste of emeralds. But this was the one thing I had wanted to do this week, and didn't remember to come back and do it because I wasn't feeling well, so... Alright, we don't have... So, I mean, that's how far demo has gotten for giving us space to work around the walls. We still have a lot of demo to do inside the walls, but, you know, this is going to be a long project. And breaks up the monotony of WoW, so it's something. I did get my pacifist last night, the big girl, to 51, Gentle Soul. My previous 120. I had got the Death Knight ready, and I wasn't ready for bed yet, and I still had to stay up a little bit longer for the dog. So, to get him his medication, because I didn't know how late the husband was going to stay up, so I stayed up. And, while I was trying to kill some time, I was like, okay, well, let me take her out and see how busy it is now. And it had calmed down considerably by the time I took her out. And managed to get her to 51. So that's something. I was thinking about taking her out after I woke up, because after I woke up I could not get back to sleep. As much as I wanted to go back to sleep, but the dog was... Russell thinks he was scratching and he yelped, so he hurt himself again and... or moved in a way that he was unhappy about, and then I was kind of awake after that. Oh, really, dude? I don't want the Dorite, but can I give you the Dorite? Is that possible? I've got a shit ton of Dorite. Can we do that? I would like to do that. But I don't think you're going to let me do that. Alright, we're probably gonna have to, as much as I didn't want to waste more coal on this, because I kind of need this terracotta before we continue on. I mean, I guess we could just put dirt in the hole as a place filler. I mean, that's possible. It's gonna look funny, but it is possible. Meow. You meow as much as cow does. Alright. Where'd he go? I'm gonna wake him up again. Maybe this will be... Oh, shit. Maybe this will be enough to, Nope. Dang it. Well, we've kind of gotten our emeralds back from buying all those bricks. This would be a lot easier if we had found a terracotta biome. But, it was a struggle and a half enough to find this, and the husband had to end up just typing in random coords to find it. So... the one bad thing about trying to get a specific item from the villagers, because it's all random what they give you. And the wandering trader hasn't had anything for which we are looking for. Unsmelted iron? Unsmelted iron. And this I'm just gonna kind of tuck on up into here for now. I did pick up some rooted dirt because it kind of amused me. And we might put that in the mines a little bit. We will see. Or like if we do a mushroom area. Oh look, the villagers are waking up. Now they're all gonna get stuck coming out of this one house. Because that's how they do. Like it takes them like 20 minutes to get out of the house. Come on. Figure it out. Come on. Come on. Y'all. Come on. Somebody walk towards the door. One person. There you go. Let's leave in an orderly fashion and not stand in the doorway. I swear. Now we have to find the dude we were talking to. Was this him? I think this was him. This was him. Go away, farmer guy. We've got business. Damn. I mean, we could. But then we have to change. We have to re-dye all of the wool. That's... The blue might look nice. Let's take a peek. And I know I am terrible because I keep changing my mind about stuff, but let's, I mean, let me dig out a hole here and see what our options are. Nope, that's not how that fits together. Alright, so those two match there. Nope, 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 nope. So does that mean we go... That's sort of... How do I get you to... How do you fit together? Okay, you fit together that way. Okay, so there's one of the options. I mean, is that cyan that's in there? It might, excuse me, it might be. Give me this. I mean, the blue might look better. Oh yeah, that's more of like a light blue than anything. So let me put this back in the workbox. And I've seen blue flowers. So, I mean, that's not like it's terrible. Let's see if we can get the sunburst in the middle. And see what that looks like. Because this might not be too bad. Like, that's not bad. I mean, it's a little bit bright. And I like the pop of blue on the sandstone. I'm not a big fan of yellow, but that's just kind of a me thing. Let me see what color stuff I have stashed away here. We do have a blue flower here. Let me just tuck you up there for the moment. So we have a blue dye. Let me find one of our sheep and see about. It's very dark. That is very dark. I do have some. I think I have some white dye. Let me see. I might not have the white dye anymore. I thought I did. I may have used it though. But I do have some bone meal. But I just want to make sure that's sugar. Can't wait to actually get all of this shit organized. Where did all the bones come from? Oh, right. I think we picked those up when we were traveling. Alright, I don't see the white dye, so, I already have a thing of bone meal. Broken down here. Okay. So let's do the light blue dye on one of the sheep. Really? That's light blue? Alright. I need to get close to this one. I had to separate out the cows too. Oh shit. Let me drop that. So that way we could farm the cows a little bit easier. So that's the light blue. That's the dark blue. I don't know, you guys. I mean, the dark blue is very dark. But what do you guys think? Like, husband, come here. I need an opinion. Since you're not in game.
I prefer the light blue.
The light blue?
Mm-hmm.
I think this looks a little bit better off the sandstone than the brown terracotta.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel as...
Also helps that you won't have to buy it.
What do you mean?
You can dye a sheep blue.
I had the sheep dyed cyan. Oh no, I found a live brown sheep.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing brown terracotta.
I was, but, and I did have to buy the brown glazed, but this one, I don't know, I think I'm feeling this one a lot better. Like, a lot. Okay, so, let me come back over here. Oh yes, villagers. Yes, everyone crowd me. Alright, so I'm gonna put you there. For the time being, I have no room for anything. Because our inventory is full to the brim. You know what? We will replace that. We will pick this back up. And of course, everyone's going to hate me now because we need to re-dye one of our cyan sheep. At least we didn't get too far before I decided to change this, but like I didn't like the way the banner was looking for the city and all. The colors just weren't They weren't happening for me at all. So we'll have to change the color on our sheep, or our llamas. In the meantime, while they're... No, 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 no! Get back in there! Especially since you're one of the ones I just changed the color on. Alright, so... We're gonna have to, do some things here. First of all, let me go find our villager. So, we need a good amount. Hey, buddy. Let me sell that to you. And for... We need a fair amount. Oh, okay, well, alright. Well, we'll work with that, and hopefully in a little while you'll decide to sell me some more again. I'm gonna put this in the workbox. Okay, so that's something, at least. Alright, let me put you there. I'm gonna stick you there for the moment. Alright, that's not enough to do a full circle around. So because my dumbass decided to change this color, I was originally thinking we were gonna go orange, but you know what? I do like the look of this this yellow and blue off of the sandstone here. Oh wait. Oh no, that was right. Okay, we're gonna make 2 more light blue sheep. So we're gonna quick pop it here. We're gonna re-dye at least 2 of the cyan sheep. Oh no, where'd it go? There it is. Okay. So we're gonna need a fair amount of the light blue. We've got all of our cows over here that I put in so the husband can slaughter. This is set up because the baby cows were getting through unless I put that one on the top. And then it was kind of pointless to have shoved them all over there if the babies were just gonna walk over here. And I kind of have them crammed in that smaller section because the sheep needed grass. And I didn't want to completely lose the grass. So it's like, yeah. I mean, we have our spreading replenishment seed grass on the edges that they can't get to, so we shouldn't run out of grass entirely. And I shouldn't have to redo moving the grass over here. Wherever these sheep finally end up, which I'm thinking is going to be in the back, there's plenty of grass and things back that way. Because the way the city is sitting, it's sitting on the edge of a forest, so. And the back half of the city is crossing into the forest area, which I didn't realize when we had set things up, but I'm figuring, you know, we can set up the farms and the livestock back there. That would just make more sense. If it's not the villagers murmuring at me, it's the livestock. I mean, we've got a few pieces here, but I want to get a little bit more. Because the corner's gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 panels in it. So I just want to make sure that we are good and we have enough to do that. I can come back later and replace the other stuff. Hi. What's up? What's up, Mr. Sheephead? Could you, like, eat some grass so that I can shear you again? Thank you. Oh, you only gave me one piece. What happened to those 3s we were getting? Come on, I know somebody's hungry. I should probably stay there. I'll be right back. I should probably make another shepherd or 2. Wait. Grab that first, and then we'll... There we go. If we can get the right color sheep to breed. These sheep like to try to slip out on me, though. Alright, you and you. Well, I really need some of you to, like, eat, so... What color was the baby? I knew there's the baby. Okay, we can't share the baby, though. Just wanted to make sure that the baby one, the baby baba, got switched over to the right color. Okay. None of the right colored sheep are eating. Alright. You? No. You. And you? Oh, no. You. Okay. Alright, so that gets us 2 more of the light blue sheep. Eventually. Blue sheep. Alright, 3. Okay. Just grab a couple more. Shears, and then we'll get back to work. I mean, at least the animals are less annoying than the villagers. I mean, they got that going for them, at least. I'm just hoping they don't overeat their grass here. Because that would be a problem. Because the little ones are eating the grass squares. I don't know if I've seen any grass come back while I've been standing here. I wasn't paying attention. It should. Hi. Yes, can we not crowd me near the exit? Because then you guys are going to end up slipping out. Let me stand over here. Because I've had you guys try to slip out on me while I've been getting out. And we can't be having that. Well, the littles are eating like crazy. The big ones don't seem to be. Alright. You, nope. You all stay put, damn it. Okay. Alright, that should be enough for right now. I hope. That should be just enough terracotta for the new section and all that. Now this is the first corner that we'll have done, so I haven't entirely worked out how it's gonna go. But this is what I'm thinking. that there, right? And then we've got this. So this is gonna be that. Okay, now we're gonna need to go double check our pattern. Oh, hello. What are you doing outside the city wall? You're missing a llama. Why are you missing a llama? Yellow dye, a red tulip. I have the beetroot seeds, we have the wheat seeds. Okay, so nothing spectacular. The yellow we can get, that we don't need to pay an emerald for that. Where's your other llama? Like, I'm concerned. Where's your other llama? You're supposed to have two. What did you do with him? You never show up with just one llama. Did he get eaten on the cactus? Like, what happened to him? I'm confused. So yeah, we're gonna rip the cyan wool out. And we'll replace it with the light blue. See, this just feels so kind of dark and drab. So I think the other color will definitely brighten this up. So we're 1, 2, wool, terracotta, wool. And then 1, 2. There. Okay. I'd like to know what happened to the other llama. I've never seen them show up with just one, so something had to have happened. And I don't know how long he's been out here. So this is interesting. Where's your friend? I'm concerned for your friend. Was there an accident? Hope there wasn't. I mean, there could have been. Alright. So it's gonna be... That's the second row. Okay. Now. Oh, I'm like, where did I pick this up from? You picked it up not 2 seconds ago. Okay, so then it's gonna be a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that is bright. Nope, 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 nope. That one. And that one. And this one. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, here's the thing. How do I get you to do what I want you to do? Alright, that's not the right pattern. These have to be placed down in a specific direction. Nope, not that way. Here, you know what? Let me grab our... See if this will make it a little bit easier. Okay, so there's that one. This way? Shit. It'd be better if I'd stop falling. Okay, so there's those two. No, but that does mean that if we do this one, okay, cool. So does that mean if we do this one this way? No. Nope. What about that way? There we go. Alright, so that was a bit of a pain, but it usually is until you get the pattern figured out. Okay. So let's get that put in place there. So we've got 2, and then this is going to be encased. Alright, and then it went 2 more. Of just our regular sandstone. This will end up being steps. Alright, I think I'm too close to put the step in. Well, maybe not. Alright. We do need to do the scaffolding to the side here. Okay. Alright, so there's that. Oh, don't fall off the edge there. Alright, this is more of that. We'll fix the corner over there in just a second. So then, okay, so this is that. Alright, that's that. So then this one's visible. And this is right, we still have the corner piece, yeah, okay. So that is that way. 2. That. Alright, where's our sand? There's our sand. So let's take that up. Okay, so this is our corner. And then we've got 2 there. Oh, well, hold on. Let's see if we can, how did I do this? Okay, so there's, okay, so that one just needs a little bit of help. Nope. Alright, let's see if I can get this to... Damn it. I think it has to be straight on. I think that's what the problem is. Let me slide over here a bit. And let's try it. No. How did I do this one? There we go. Alright, that can get taken off of there. And then we have our last bit of encasement. I think that is that one. Okay. And then it's 2s. Nope, 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 nope. Alright, so then it's 2s. Okay, now grab this. Hopefully we can get back down to the bottom before that terracotta vanishes on me, because that would be a bit of a pain. Alright, we need some more scaffolding to come out this way. There we go. Alright. And our pickaxe is gonna bite the dust here. Actually, that held out longer than I thought it was gonna. Okay. All of my excessive amounts of pickaxes from doing demolition. Okay, let me get this. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm definitely feeling this color scheme a lot more. Like, that, I don't know, that just looks a lot better against the sandstone, personally. I mean, it is very bright. I think the dark blue would have been too dark, and I think the yellow would have hurt the eyes. But see how this, the blue wool kind of blends in to the light blue in the terracotta? It kind of, like when you're back here, you don't even see the edge of the terracotta, really. So I do like that. Alright, let's grab... How am I... Oh, okay. Never mind. How am I missing 2 things of terracotta? Or, not... Actually, more than 2. Not terracotta. Cobblestone. Because we're silly. That's why. Okay. So, now... we need to put our corner piece in place there. So this one's a normal, that one's a normal, and then that's going to continue up, because there's no point in wasting the chiseled, is it chiseled? I don't know. What, technically not chiseled, the cut sandstone in a section that's just going to have the trim covering it, so that's fine there. Alright, let me come back down, grab these things. Okay. So we've got 8 left on that. Right, so 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Grab our corner piece here. Okay, the wool I can set to the side for just a moment. This is regular old smooth sandstone for that section. Okay, let's put in our terracotta before we get too much further. Nope, 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 not what I wanted to do. Okay. And I'm forever gonna have trouble getting this in here because it's me. And I always have trouble with it because I can't ever remember. Damn it, that fell. How to turn to get this shit in here. Right, I think this one I have to do from this side. I could be wrong, and I probably am. But that lined up, so that might have worked. Yes, okay. They create different patterns on the different sides, so depending on how you look at them. They are a 4-sided square. Like, I think there's this pattern, and then there's like that little ruffly pattern. So like there's this one. There's this like flower one. But I think I'm okay with this this one here. Okay. Now come back over to our corner piece here. And we need to grab some of this. I probably should have put some pants on. I am freezing. And I don't know if it's actually cold in here or if it's me. So I think we're gonna have to pop the space heater on for a second because I'm still in shorts. I was a little bit warmer earlier. Alright, grab our other set of steps there. Grab this. That and that. Oh no, wait. That one's supposed to be 2 rows of regular. And we just got a bunny hopping around down here. Doing bunny things, I guess. Yeah, that actually looks heaps tons better. Heaps and tons better. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. Wrong one. There we go. Going up, please. We still haven't found a wandering trader that will sell us bamboo. So we don't have any of the real scaffolding to use, so we have to do this the old-fashioned way. With lots of jumping and tearing stuff down and putting it back up. Alright. So, now. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 2 rows of normal. And we've got that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we need to go up another bit here. Okay, there's that. Oh, I'm gonna fall to my doom. Okay. Put these 2 in. And then it's just going to be... Oh, right. Dang it. Okay. Grab you. We did the bottom section, but we didn't do the top section.
I keep forgetting that is there.
Yeah, I've banged my head on it a couple times too. We've really got to get that hung up in a more appropriate location. Alright, so we will put our corner, well, our upper trim really. Gotta get that upper trim in place. Okay. Now to do the last set of terracotta for this corner. What's up?
I remember you asking about the date on these.
They're probably fine. I think it was just me.
May of 2022.
Oh, those are fine. We've been having a terrible run of getting stuff from... It's not exactly what I wanted. Getting stuff from Walmart that's been out of date. Lately, so check your dates, guys. Check your dates. Alright, this is the one that I need to do from the other side. So we will get that real quick here. And I'd rather not fight it and just take everything down and go and deal with it on the other side. It'll just be easier. Instead of me standing there getting frustrated for 20 minutes trying to pop it in. Yeah, that looks so much better. Well, it'll look better once we get that missing one put in there, but... Let's come on up here. I mean, the corner looks a little funny because we don't have the separation. Because it's a corner, so. and the separation mark is not visible from the inside, but that's okay. Alright, so we haven't done the floor yet in there. Okay, next. Let's go and grab our spruce. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that. Yes, we need some jungle doors. Yes, okay. Now, let's come back over here. Now these two mystery. Now see, here's the thing. Should I? Well, no, it has to be here because that's where this wall is going to come into play. So we're gonna fill in our floor here, and we'll probably have to rip out the corners where we're gonna put the lighting in after the fact, but this could be another, well, I mean, no, never mind. Scratch that. Scratch what I was about to say. Okay, so put this in here. Rip that out. Put those in there. And there's our inner doors, because, you know, you need to have the inner doors. You just do. And this will be covered up from wall over here. So now let's drop these guys off. Okay. So I'm kind of done with you for the moment. And I'm kind of done with you for the moment. What the fuck am I gonna do with all this cyan wool now? I don't know. But it's definitely the wrong color for what we're doing now. Okay, that we can put into the workbox. Okay, we're done with corner pieces for right now, so those can come back into here. Steps will still end up needing. Grab you. But for right now, all of you guys. Okay. Tuck you into there. Right. So, pumpkins. Need that. Let's, I don't know how many we're gonna need to. Someone had my glass. Who had my glass? You guys were stone. Did I pull the glass out? No. You had it. Knew somebody had it. Okay. Well, we'll temporarily hold on to you. And we will have to put in another water pass-through over in that section. Okay, so let's take a look here. I know the room feels awkward here because of the spacing. So, question is, do we want to put another set of doors in here? I kind of feel like, yeah, we should. I mean, it does make this section feel a little extra awkward because this one bump out. Being here, but it lines up with everything else. And actually, we can make this work to our advantage. We can put a set of stairs. We can put a set of ladders in here. Either right here or right here. I'm thinking right here. So if we do that, then let's see about putting this stuff in place here. Grab this. You in there. You're not giving off very much light, are you? You wear a jack-o'-lantern, right? Yeah. You seemed very dark still. Well, no, okay, I guess. It did get brighter when we replaced it, right? Because it didn't look that bright a minute ago. So we've got one here. Probably do one here. So we'll put I think we're gonna need to deal with 3 of these guys at the very least. We're gonna have such a massive pumpkin farm with all of these seeds. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if we put you down in there. So that's a little bit of light. This is going to be a ladder going up to the next story. So, do we want to put this one here? Thinking that should be more than fine. I mean, nobody's really going to be in this section all that much anyhow. So that gives us 3 lights there, right? That's pretty well lit. And then we've got this guy here. And we'll pumpkin him up. Alright, and we'll put another set of doors here opening in. I know this is weird, but you know, maybe we can put a craft bench in there. And that kind of blocked some of the light, but not really. I don't want to waste the spruce on that though. Let me put that aside. Grab you. Can put you there. And maybe you there, and then what's the... There's a workbench out here that we could also put in there. Like, maybe we could put a Fletcher's in there. As well. Perhaps. Okay, let me stick you in here. Wait, do we have another? Let me go see if we have another jungle door already. If we have an odd one out somewhere, because I hate making doors unnecessarily. So many pumpkin seeds. Let me see. I feel like... Oh, we have 6. Is there more? Is there any more? Before I grab this one. No. You were in here. Okay, I'll take you. I'll give you guys a good home. So, we'll put... What's up?
Oh, Mother got back.
Huh?
Mother came back. She come through here.
Oh. Right, so, how did we make the Fletcher stand? Like, maybe we could shove one of these in here? What is this? This is the weaponsmith bench. Don't remember how to make the weaponsmith bench. And this doesn't always show you everything. So the fletching table is 2 flints and 4 wood. Okay, we can do that. We have the flint. That's not an issue. Okay, the smithing table. Okay, we can make both of those. In fact, oh, if I can jump up the tiny ass hill here. Did I have flint in here? Yes. 1, 2 pieces of flint there. As I try not to run into the cactus. And let's grab the iron bars. I think I already moved all of the iron over to our work area. No, I didn't. Okay. Alright. So. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 of those. And then we've got 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, because you never know. If the city is under siege, you're not going to be able to just run to the smithing shop. The guards are going to need to have access to things. Not that I'm planning for the city to enter siege or attack from raiders, but you know. I don't think they would actually defend themselves with weapons anyway, but I mean, they might. Oh. So if we put something here, it's gonna... Will it in theory block the light? I feel like... Did it get darker? I don't know. I don't know if it actually got darker. If it did... think it did. Alright. That's okay. Hang on, let's put our doors in. Alright, so now we need to pop back over here. I know it's a lot of back and forth, but let's put our doors in our working box. Our miscellaneous stuff box. We'll add those iron thingies to that. I'm gonna take a jungle trapdoor.
So, we may have a small problem.
What?
I just watched Little. She rubbed against George, and then, like, full on nibbled on it like she nibbles on her fingers.
Uh-huh.
She went and put her whole mouth over and just went. Didn't bite down, didn't puncture him or anything.
Oh, little.
But.
Little George can't live outside. George is gonna have to live in your mom's room for the winter.
Maybe, yeah. That might be wise. If I move that bookcase, maybe I can
It
set
gets
him
hot
up.
enough in there where he should be fine anyway.
Yeah, if I move that bookcase, I maybe will put something there in front of the AC window.
We'll see if my mind leaves it be, but I think for now he's gonna have to go in there because we can't keep an eye on him constantly.
Yeah.
Especially after he got knocked over. And we had to replant him this morning. I would take him in there now before any more harm comes to him. Poor George, the aloe plant. He's had a tough day. We had his pot sitting on a cat litter bucket. And, and we were talking about needing to replant him because he was kind of big for the pot that he was in. And Russell was in the other room, eating in the kitchen, and all of a sudden I heard, "Little, no!" And I was like, uh-oh. And then I heard him like, "Damn it, Little." And I was like, "What happened?" And he's like, "Oh, Little knocked over George." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I didn't think it was that big of a deal." Oh, we need ladders. I was sorely mistaken. I came out to get a drink, and Russell's standing there eating, and all I saw was like a massive amount of dirt everywhere, all over the dining room floor. And I was like, "Oh my God, Little, what did you do?" And husband's like, "I'll fix it." He's like, "I just want to finish eating first." And I was like, "Damn it, Little." So I picked George up, and George suffered one of his do you call them leaves? It's not really branches. I guess leaves. Had been snapped almost off entirely. And dirt everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And so I moved George to a flat surface out of the way for the moment, and husband started helping me try to pick up the mess, and then we had to do surgery on George to cut off the broken leaves, I guess you would call them. And yeah, so we did that, and don't know how we're gonna light this in here. We're gonna have to do something. I just don't know what yet. Oh, right. I'm like, why does this look funny? Because of that. Yeah, and, oh, Little. So, we replanted him into a safer container that was more stable, that shouldn't get knocked over. And while we're in the middle of cleaning up the mess that Little made, Peabody has decided that he's gonna... Something's not right. What is not right here? Something's off. So if that's... Why does... Hold on. So while we're in the middle of fixing that mess, P-Butt's trying to mess with George, so we got George all replanted, got him happy, set him back in the same area. That's why that's off. And Russell's like, hey, she just tried to chew on him again. I'm like, ugh. So poor George is not going to survive the winter in this house if we don't do something. And it kills me because nobody bothered George at all last winter. But then again, she wasn't really allowed to free roam the house last winter because she was still so tiny, and we were trying to make sure that she got her kitten shots and everything in before we let her interact with the rest of the cats, since she was a cat that we just picked up off the street that we didn't know any history on. We're probably gonna have to fuss with that. I don't know how we're gonna deal with that. I need doors again. I should have held on to them. I forgot we had to do that upper section there. What? Really? Okay. I put that workstation down in there, and he's decided that that's his workstation now, I guess. Okay. Alright then. I guess. Surprised nobody else that didn't have a job came over to the other one. Okay, what was I... Where were the thoughts at in the middle of... Oh, doors. So we need two, well, no. I guess really 4 doors. We're still an odd door out. We're gonna need to make ladders at some point. We'll probably make them out of the dark oak because I get more dark oak out of a single tree felling than I do on the other stuff. I need 2 of those. I need those 2 as well, because that's not enough carpet. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Who knew putting in a corner on a wall would be so fucking complicated? Okay. You need that. Alright. You need to have your corner finish being enclosed here. At least on this level. Okay. So this is, well, it's not terribly bright. It will do for now. We're gonna put our ladder in here. Alright. Now, let's come back up this way. This still feels off. Why? No. Why do you still feel off? I feel like you're gonna feel off no matter what I do. So you go there. You go there. I think it's just because that outside wall is exposed, so. Okay, okay, let me pop into here. Hold on to you two for just a moment. Alright, so that's gonna go up to there. This is going to come across here. And this is gonna be all sorts of a hot mess in here. Alright. So this is our ceiling section here. So if we carry the ladder all the way up, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's possible. It does leave us a bit. Okay, we just dropped torches down. Alright, that's fine until we figure out what else we're gonna do for lighting up here. We might just leave the torches. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, haven't fully decided yet. We could do something else, maybe. And I do have one idea, but we'll have to think on that. So where does this door come into play? Actually, it's gonna be easier. Right, okay. Here. So this side feels a little bit smaller. Okay, let's just not start dropping blocks everywhere, okay? Alright. Get that into play. Into place, really. Okay. Now. Give me you. You there. And you there. Okay. So I mean, you are still a wee bit dark down here. So if we did the pumpkins on this level, we'd still have to run the carpeting, right? But below we're gonna see the bottom of the pumpkin because you can't put carpeting on the ceiling. I've tried. So underneath we may need to put trapdoors into place. And then it can kind of look like a caged light, I guess. I just want to see something super quick. Couldn't remember if we put the doors in place. I see the door cutouts. But did we actually put the doors in? No, we didn't put doors in here. It's super dark in here. I mean, we don't probably technically have to. But, I kind of feel like we should, but I didn't bring the extra doors with me. We still might end up being an odd door out here when everything is all said and done. Oh, you missed a torch. Let's fix that. I actually have my brightness turned up so you guys, so we can see without a copious amount of torches down. And since we have monsters off, it's not quite so dire that we get those torches in, but it is still something that we need to do. Okay, so we're gonna put ladders in there. Alright. Now we can go back down here. Close that. Well, that one door's gonna be open. Oh well. Okay. Alright. So. We will need to deal with that section here in just a minute. For the time being, let's put our carpet back into our workbox. And I'm gonna put the steps. Oh, we didn't cut that many steps, did we? I'm gonna put the steps back in there. Like I said, I was in the middle of a massive smelting operation that we didn't quite get finished, but that's okay. I'm gonna have to take some sandstone, or not some sandstone, some what's it called? Cobblestone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna have to take some cobblestone down to where I'm smelting all of the sandstone so that we can get some more sandstone put together to trade for, or to trade with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, what? What the fuck? Oh no, don't even. Don't even. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop it. That's the wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, okay. So 10 is the one in the door wall. Okay. Okay, I must have counted this one and okay, we're okay. I was like, everything lined up. How is this not? Yeah, no. I don't know how to count. We're good. It's okay. We can breathe. It's gonna be okay. I just need to learn how to fucking count. One of these days I might. Alright. So we'll put this section in. One of these days we'll get the city completely enclosed. Maybe. I mean, especially now that we're done dicking around, and I'm happy with that terracotta color. A lot happier than with the brown, definitely. I'm just not normally a fan of yellow, but you know what? The yellow's not too in your face on there. So I think that will be just fine. At least we hope it will. Alright, all things considered, the wall's not taken us that terribly long. So we have been able to get big chunks of it done at a go. I mean, it helps that a lot of it is these straight sections. A lot of it is encompassing these straight sections, I guess. Right, and we'll put you in there. And I didn't grab the stuff to make my ladders yet. So let's try not to die as we get down here. Okay. I mean, I know I'm kind of thinking that maybe there would be better, but meh. Already made our decision. Okay. Close that door. Oh, sir, whatever are you gonna do when I extend the wall here? You're not gonna like me very much. You're gonna be trapped at a fletching station that I didn't tell you to go to. Nobody else went to the weaponsmith station, so I find that fascinating. Unless he's just the only one that's wandered over here close enough. Do we think he's gonna swim? I mean, he can still use that section. Well, I mean, he had to swim to get over here still. Or, although he could have walked across there and hopped over. This will be interesting to see what he does when he comes out. And how pissy he's gonna be if he can't get to this fletching station. At some point here. In the very near future. Oh, there he is. No, I heard a door open and shut. Oh, he must have gone through one of the other doors. And decided he couldn't go that way. Is he just forever gonna stay in there? Or is he just playing with the doors? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. He lives in the wall now, apparently. Oh my. Oh my, sir. I don't know what you're gonna do. Guess we still have a few minutes to figure it out, because apparently it's not quitting time for the day. Villagers have not started to begin their mass assemble yet. No one rang the villager symbol, or the villager bell. No one shined the villager light saying, "Everyone must gather in the center of town right now." No one seems concerned that their friend is missing a bit here. Well, I guess he hasn't been missing that long. Okay. So, let's work on getting our butt out of here quickly. Or safely. Or both. Both would be good. We're gonna have to make some more shovels here. Pretty quickly. I hear you fussing with the door. Did you forget which way you came in? Is that what's really going on? Alright, you're gonna get a light. And you're gonna get a light. Alright, so we're gonna have our bump out, right? So here's what I think we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. So that's one in from the bump out on this side. That's one from the bump out on this side. Now, let me go get some more supplies here. So, grab that. And I guess we'll grab that. And we'll grab these. Okay. Oh, there he is. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? What you gonna do, my friend? You're like, fuck that shit? Is he throwing a temper tantrum? You have to go this way. Are you mad now? You have to come this way. You're the one that walked. Oh, okay. You're just gonna leave the village. Hello? Sir? It's not safe out there, sir. Are you pouting? Because it really looks like you're pouting. Get your butt back in the wall and get back in the village. You're just gonna live there now? Okay. Well, I don't have time to deal with you, so. Alright, so we have our footings here. You're gonna end up getting trapped outside the village, and that's not gonna be my problem. So we're gonna have the footings here, right? So Oh, good. You finally figured it out. So now you can just go stand in the corner. You're gonna have to swim there, buddy. It's not my fault you went there. I didn't tell you to go there. Don't be giving me an attitude. Alright. Well, he figured it out. He wasn't happy about it, but he figured it out. Can you say hi to your friend? Well, I think you just did, but I think you're trying to troll me into saying that, and I'm not going to say it. So, whatevers. Especially considering that you're not even showing in my chat anymore. I am just gonna take that and stick that there. Oh, you're asking me if I could say hi to him? Yeah, no. That was a trolley play on words, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
I was wondering why the hell you sent that to me.
Yeah, I was just making sure that I was reading that correctly, because, you know, my brain's dyslexic, so I don't always read things correctly. Alright, so there's that footing. So this one's a little more stable. Not what I wanted to do. Alright. And I can only think that you knew you were going to get banned because you weren't still in the chat. Alright, now, let me see. Do I need to... Yeah, I need to do this over here too. Okay. So then this one's gonna... I can't see shit. Okay, there we go. So that's gonna go there. That and that. And that and that. And that. Okay. So there's that footing in place. And this footing for our column shouldn't be anything too much to fuss with because this is all on land. Well, thanks for the follow, but I had to ban you from my channel. Okay. Alright, so... Oh, how did we do this before? So these are footings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so Should be 2 off of each side. If I'm mathing correctly. Sometimes I need to do this visually, so I apologize if this drives anybody crazy. And that you'd be like, oh, well, you know, I can do that and just put it in the middle. I don't always see where I need to be a lot of the time. Alright, so 1, 2. Alright, we're gonna put that there. We're gonna do that, that, and that. It's gonna be easier if we're out of the water to dig that into place. And I realized I just missed a spot. So that's okay. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that we've refilled our air. Hey, excuse me, Mr. Squid. Could you rude much there? My goodness. Mr. Squid, I am not amused. Alright, so let's pull that down from there. Oh, right. I knew I was looking at this and something seemed wrong. Oh, you know what? It's gonna be actually easier if we just rip out this whole section. In the long run. So, since those are the ones sitting in the water, I'm okay that we're not using the smoothed stuff. Say that's fine. Alright, and the squids are being all pissy about the fact that they can't go anywhere else. We are gonna need some more of the cobbled sandstone. Wait. Okay, yeah, that's all the cut. That's empty. Alright, let me just grab that. That should be enough for now, I think. Here we've got the sand. Oh, you know what? We had that other box right here. I keep forgetting that box is there. Okay. So. It helps if I don't do that. So this is gonna... Oh, this mouse. It's probably really operator error, but we'll blame the mouse anyway. This mouse is getting a bit tired. Right, this is the level we needed this to be on. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. We needed it to be on that level. Okay. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's helpful. Yes, put the cobblestone in there. That's totally what we wanted to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is gonna get helped out of there. What did I just hit? I hit something. 2, 3. Okay. Now, put this in place here. Okay. Actually, we need to... Come on. Okay. Cut that one a little close. But since we weren't too far from the surface, I was kind of hoping that that was going to be okay. Alright, like that. Okay, now whatever happened to our Fletcher? Did he ever come back? Or is he like, fuck that shit? Well, I don't see him if he did come back. I don't think he bothered swimming all the way back out here. Alright. I know we still have to do our pillars there. Okay. And another pick bites the dust. That's fine with me. We can make plenty more. Okay. So let's get to... Oh, there he is. He just got a late start this morning, I suppose. Let's stick you over there. You need to go in here. Okay. You can go up there. You can go up there. Excuse me, sir. I need to access my box, sir. Thank you. Okay. So we're gonna fix that trim there. I think we're gonna have to knock that corner piece out, maybe. I don't know yet. We'll see, but we did get the turn put in, so that's fantastic. That did take a little bit of fussing. So happy about that being completed. As we watch the squid suffocate right next to us. As so many of them seem to do here in the crafts of mine. Haven't seen too many of the fish suffocate. I've seen fish be hunted by other fish and then pop up dead along the surface. But, don't think I've actually seen all that many fish straight up suffocate. Oh, that's not what we wanted. Alright, so let's put our little torch guy in there. and we'll keep on working our way up to the next level. Put that in place there and there. Nope. Okay, there we go. Okay. I really gotta get that ladder sorted there. One of these days, we'll go back and put the ladder in. I need to go and get a birch sapling. Because I think, well, no, I mean, we could still use the jungle wood. I mean, if we're gonna do it that way and do the pumpkins in the floor, I mean, we've deliberately put the, was it jungle or was it spruce? I honestly don't remember, but we've got those trapdoors elsewhere. I think it might be spruce. I mean, we should probably make them look deliberate, right? If you're gonna see them anyway. Oh, so I've figured out the Christmas gifts for my parentals and for the mother-in-law. Planning stage is done. I did have to order something for my mom's gift. And I had to order a sealant that I hope works. Because I had the thought after I made the decision on what I was going to do that I didn't have any sealer that I think was going to work. Because I'm going to try to make them Christmas ornaments for their tree out of all of this clay I have. But sealers on polymer clay get kind of sticky. Some sealers do. So I was like, well, what the fuck am I gonna seal this with? I heard mixed feelings about certain ones. So I spent last night trying to research. And it seems like there isn't a straight up consensus of yes, this one is the one that you want to use on polymer clay. There were just, well, this one works okay on this brand. This one works fairly okay across all of these brands. This one particular one might chip if you really dig at it, and I'm like, well, why would I be digging at it? So, I mean, they're Christmas tree ornaments. I just don't want them to be sticky. That's all I'm looking for, because they'll be looked at and not really touched, and then they'll be packed away and brought out the following year. So we're gonna try I had to order some rooster cookie cutters for hers, but I've decided I'm gonna have a bit of fun with her with it, because they come in a couple different sizes, and I know you shouldn't use, like, anything that you use for art things, especially clay, you shouldn't turn around and reuse on food. So they come in 3 different sizes. So I was going to take one of the other sizes that comes in these cookie cutters that I don't need, because I really just need the smaller size. We got gingerbread mix, so I'm going to make some gingerbread cookies and do some cutouts with these roosters on them, just to kind of see what she's gonna say. She might be like, you bitch, you didn't tell me you had rooster cookie cutters or something, or those are cute, where did you get them from? I'm expecting that kind of reaction. So we'll see what she does when I present those to her, and kind of see what happens from there. But my dad's is a little more complicated, because I'm gonna try to make some hydroplane boats. Like, I'm gonna try to, I have a photo of his boat, right? So Russell and I are going to try to scan it into our computer, one of the computers, and then we're going to try to do, or I'm going to try to go into Kotta, right, and kind of vector art around it, and then try to make a template that I can cut out on the clay and see how this is gonna go. A little nervous because I don't know how it's gonna turn out. In theory, I think it'll work. In practice, will it come out the way I'm thinking it's going to? I don't know. I'm also not 100% sure what size that I need to do this in. So that might be a little bit of trial and error. But we'll see. But that's what I've decided to do for them, because I just wasn't happy with my other ideas. Like, they were okay, but I wasn't really excited about them. This I'm kind of excited about. I think we can work with this. I do. So we'll see. And we'll be working on those. I have to wait for the cookie cutter to show up. We're thinking that's going to show up on Monday. We think. So that should give us enough time to finish up our P-foul this weekend, I hope. Like, I think we might get the P-foul finished on Friday, but it also depends on what time we start on Friday. If I do finish the P-foul on Friday, tomorrow, then we will work on planning the mother-in-law's gift, because that we can do on stream, and it's all got to get done at some point, so we wouldn't be really wasting any time. And I think I'm gonna do the vector art to make my template for the boat cutout. I think I'll just do that on my own, because that's gonna be complicated, or at least very time consuming, and I don't think anybody really wants to sit there and see me try to figure out size and all that bullshit on that one. It's probably going to be a lot of me and the husband getting pissy at each other trying to figure out how to resize it and stuff. Well, I don't want to fall there, because I'm not that familiar with Kotta. I know what I need to know to do what I have to do the most, but I'm not like a Kotta expert by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, that's fine there. Okay. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. I was gonna put it on Twitter and I didn't. So last night, I had went to feed the cat outside, and I noticed there was still some food in the bowl, and I was like, oh, well, I already had the food in the cup, so I was like, well, fuck it, I won't give him any more at all tonight. This'll be it. He'll only get the one feeding. And because the other night he showed up earlier than I was expecting, and I was like, well, that's odd. Well, last night was youth night across the street at the church, and there's been quite a few reports of loose dogs lately, right? So not a huge deal, but it's been happening. It was rainy, it was windy, you know, I guess people just weren't paying attention to malfunctioning gates or what have you. My mom was outside smoking on the front porch. We don't let her smoke in the house because my dad's on the oxygen and all, and I don't want to smell it either. So, she was outside, and she knocked on our door, and she goes, "Don't take Zuzu out anytime soon, because there's 2 big dogs loose running around that came onto the property." And we're like, "Oh, okay." And I said to Russell, I said, "Do we need to go out and see if we need to capture these dogs, so they don't get hit in traffic, it's dark out?" He goes, "No. They've probably moved on by now anyway, if they were just kind of out on a jailbreak from their yards, they're probably not there anymore anyhow." So I was like, all right. Well, we're sitting here, and some time goes by. And, I think I was working on show notes and stuff for the podcast for, this weekend, and I thought I heard one of the bowls that we have on the porch for the cat, get banged or tapped or something. Like I heard, like, the porcelain clang, and I was like, oh, is the cat outside? Or the raccoon's back trying to, because we had raccoons the other night, trying to eat out of the cat food bowl. So I got up, and I looked out the curtain that we have over our front door, and I saw a large fuzzy butt in my face, and I'm like, what? And I tapped on the door to see if whatever it was would look at me, so I could get a good look at it, because it was definitely dog-ish. I was like, oh, one of those dogs is still around. It's on the front porch. And I tapped the glass, and Russell came up behind me, and he didn't get a good look at it while it was on the porch. He goes, oh, you shouldn't have done that. I wanted to see it. I was like, well, I was trying to get its attention. I mean, it was eating the cat food. And I didn't want it to eat the cat food. So Russell quick stepped out on the porch to see where it went, because it went down our side steps, and he didn't see it for a second, and then he saw it walking in front of the house along the edge of the road, and it wanted nothing to do with him. Like, it wasn't growling at him, but it's like, oh fuck a person, I'm out of here, is kind of like the attitude that it kind of held. And when I was looking at it, the tail was kind of straight, fluffy, and almost down to its feet. Which I'm like, what kind of dog is that? Because, like, usually huskies, and there are a few people around here that have them, usually their tails are fluffy, but a lot of the times when they're out and about, you'll see a husky with its tail up in the air. Like, not like an Akita, but it'll be curled up a little bit, this tail was flat down, and I was like, what the fuck? Russell was watching it walk away, and he kind of saw it in the face a bit more than I did. I didn't even see the face, and he's standing out on the porch, and I'm like kind of standing inside the door, and I'm like, what? He's like, I don't think that's a dog. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I think that was a coyote. And I was like, excuse me. And I was like, there was a coyote on our front porch eating the cat food. And he goes, yeah, I think so. That didn't seem to have the mannerisms of a dog. I know some dogs will be skittish and not want to deal with people that they don't know, but this one was like definitely, I'm gonna get out of here now. And it was kind of skinny. And later when I was looking up pictures of coyotes on Google, Russell's like, yeah, that looks exactly like what I saw in the dark. And I was like, oh, because it was like a reddish gray. or a brownish gray. And I know there are red Siberian Huskies, but this did not look like a husky whatsoever. And so we had to repeatedly tell Zuzu we were not taking him out on his little mini walk across the street last night, because while we saw the one walk down the street in front of us, away from the house, we hear more than two hunting at night when they've found food, and we will hear all of the yips and the howls and everything when they've gotten their prey. And it's definitely more than two, from what we've been able to hear. And also, my mom said she saw two, and we only saw one. And she goes, one was smaller than the other one. So we're like, okay, male and female traveling together, potentially. Alright then. And we never saw the second one. We don't know if the second one had already started down the street or where they went. They seemed to be desperate for something to eat. And we were kind of spooked by it. And while it didn't show any aggression towards us, we were pretty sure that our tiny ass 20-pound dog would look like a fantastic meal to them. So we're like, yeah, we're not taking you out anywhere tonight. Sorry, buddy. And he was very upset with us and kept trying to remind us that we forgot to take him. And I'm like, no, we didn't forget to take you. You're not going. It's not safe tonight. 'Cause yeah, we didn't feel very comfortable taking him out with them out and about that close. I'm interested to see what he's gonna do. If he's gonna keep walking the long way around to get to that fletching station as we extend the wall here. Is that mean of me? Maybe, but now I'm fascinated. Yeah, so we're like, no, we're not going anywhere. And then, of course, a little bit later, we caught a mouse in one of our traps, and then we had to go out. And we're like, oh, okay. So we went and took care of that. We came home. We sat down. We weren't sitting down more than like 3 minutes, and Russell's phone beeped for a notification, and we're like, what the hell? The camera had picked up movement up in the attic again, and within 2 minutes we had another mouse. And I'm like, really? So we had to get our coats back on and go back out and drop that one off. Excuse me, brood much. Must you push me? That's not nice. I came back over here for something else. Wood. Wait, no, let's jungle. We want spruce. Yes, we want spruce. I'm going to slip you down here so I don't get you guys confused. Just going for a swim there? Alright. Well, you enjoy that swim there, buddy. So let's put in our spruce guys here. Just so we can actually walk across. Oh, did you finally figure out there's a station over here that doesn't have an owner? Do you want to be a weaponsmith? And of course I didn't grab enough. Of course. Do I even have any more? We've got a little bit. You're not who I want to talk to. Where's the other guy? Are you the other guy? No. Where's the other guy? You. No. You. No. You. No. No, our guy's not... You. Okay. Okay. It's really hard to figure out who's who when I've got so many of the same one. Alright, let's get back to what we're doing here. So yeah, we had a coyote on the front porch last night. That was a bit concerning. But we were talking to his mom and she goes, oh yeah, they used to be pretty nearby, because I would see one every so often in the backyard, and I'm like, you didn't think to tell us this at any point at all? That would have been nice to know. I mean, the dog's off-leash privileges have already long since been revoked, but if I had just found that out and they were still off the leash, they would be back on the leash after hearing that. But it does kind of lead a little bit more, I don't know, credence? I don't know if credence is the word I'm looking for. The other night, maybe a week or two ago, it was a little warm in here and we had opened the front door for just a minute. And I was standing at the front door and I'm like, what's that noise? And it sounded like a bunch of chickens being attacked, to be perfectly honest. Or being bothered at the very least. But we weren't 100% sure because it didn't go on long enough for Russell to really listen to it. By the time he started paying attention to it, it was kind of finishing. And there's a couple of odd breed of, well, not odd, but a couple of breeds of dogs around here that are kind of vocal, that people keep for when they go hunting. And I don't know if it was one of those dogs barking, or if it was a coyote bothering chickens. I never saw anybody post anything about a coyote attacking their chickens on one of the Facebook groups. We hardly ever interact with the people on the town Facebook groups, but we really only joined it for when we find missing animals and to see what people are saying about why the power went out or something. We just read, we very rarely participate. But yeah, we didn't see anybody talking about it. Not that I monitor them that closely. But I didn't see anything pop up in my random feeds of what it decides to tell me about. But yeah, it was just really, really bizarre. And I'm like, well, we're not going out tonight for a walk. And he's like, no. He goes, I doubt they would bother us, but Russell has a walking stick, so we might take the walking stick with us the next time we go. Because you never know if they're coming up into town again, or on the edge of town again, looking for food. They might be that desperate. So I just don't want to. I don't know what they'll do. They might be a little bit more unpredictable. But this one didn't even growl at Russell. It just was like, oh, person, later. So, still very unusual. I mean, we hear them all the time, but it's the first time the two of us have seen them on the property. And we're not in the middle of a heavily wooded property either. We're like right off the main road for town here. I think we have enough to do this side. Yeah, I think we do. Okay. Sorry, just checking on the space heater and making sure wasn't anything sitting too close to that. Now, Planet Zoo's 2nd anniversary is tomorrow, and they are doing, they put out a new update that's free. They're sticking in a new animal for free. It's, oh, what the hell was it? Some kind of fluffy lemur. A black and white lemur, I think. I don't remember the exact name of it. I got an email about it. And, they're also putting in a new shop that's called Bernie's Bake Shop or something. I don't know what they're gonna sell, and I don't know if this is a shop that is going to remain after the anniversary or if it's just there during the anniversary. I don't know. That I was unsure about. It didn't really seem to say if this was going to be a permanent building, unless I didn't read the email properly. But there are also going to be special anniversary balloons that your guests can... I don't know if they can buy them or if they just show up with them. That was another thing I was unsure of. When I was reading this, I wasn't fully awake, so... But there's more information about that on, I guess, Steam, with the patch notes that came out, and there's also going to be outfit rewards over the next coming days or weeks as they are celebrating the anniversary if you meet certain animal release goals and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Sorry, I need to get a drink. But because we need to wrap up the PFAL project, I don't think we're doing Planet Zoo this week. Unfortunately, we do have to get those, this one art thing done so I can get to work on the others, because I don't like having multiple projects going at once. It makes it harder to concentrate on what I'm working on at hand. And I don't really have the room to have multiple set up at one go to store them right now, so... Oh, that was a misclick. Okay. Alright, we're gonna need to grab some more sandstone before we move on to the next section. So, did he stay the night or did he leave? Because I didn't notice. Is he just hiding in here? I hear him. Hi, do you live here now? Do I need to put a bunk bed in for you? I don't think you guys go up ladders, do you? I mean... Alright, you can... That's your office now, I guess. I guess it was getting a little crowded in the other sections. I suppose. Alright, let's light this up a bit so that we can see. I'm still looking for a trader to have sea cucumbers again. I'm so mad I didn't buy it. I didn't think of needing it at the time, and now I'm kicking myself for not getting them. But hopefully, one of these days, they will come back around again. And have that option for us to buy once more. Okay. Right. I think I'm going to take a moment and I think we should go check on our sheep. Just real quick. Okay, the majority of our grass has regrown, so. And our baby sheep have grown to be shearable, so that's good. Hi, friends. Can I change our carpet out? Okay, that's not really what I wanted. There we go. Have to take that off of there. There you are. Except now I'm stuck in your pen. God damn it. Right? I didn't put a gate in? Oh no, I did put a gate in. Okay. Well, that's an interesting shade. I mean, I guess we could have used the dark blue on you. Since we have that dark blue wool. Okay, you stay there. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put that there. And give me those sticks. We need the sticks. Let's see what the dark blue carpet looks like on these guys. I don't know if I've ever put the dark blue on them. Oh, that's not what... Damn it. Ah. Oh. Oh, that matches. Okay, cool. That's good. Here, let me fix... Oh, oh no. Oh no. Get back in here. No, no. No, no. Oh, you bitch. Damn it. Where are they? There. Don't have time for this. Where did you go? Come back here. Come on. I guess we're gonna have to take you this way. Come on. Don't worry, your friend's coming back. Come on. Shit. Can llamas go through a single gate or does it have to be a double?
I mean, everything is good. Oh, why?
No, 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 no.
I imagine
No.
double.
Brat. Oh, you are so bad. You too. I swear. But you match the city colors, kind of. You accent them. The dark blue puts little gold accents on you, and then you kind of match the yellow. Oh my goodness. Jailbreak with the llamas. That was a heart attack and a half. Alright. Let's see. And of course the sheep are not gonna cooperate. Let's not have any more jailbreaks, please. Okay. Can we all just behave for the rest of the day? Maybe? Maybe kinda sorta? I had a feeling that misplacement of that sandstone while I was trying to figure out how to change the carpet on them was gonna be a problem. Did I even have to... Yeah, I still had to get on them to access the blanket. was one thing I wasn't sure of. Eat, sheep, eat! Eat all of the things. And I know there's a rampant piece of carpet over there, but I don't have the inventory space to deal with it right now. And it's not a color that we're going to be using after all, so that's fine. It can go and do its carpety things over there and eventually vanish. Like, there's not that many of you compared to the cows, like in the space that you have. But you all are constantly crowding me. Alright, that's up to 30. An awful lot of villagers over there. Why are you pushing me? If anyone should be nervous, it should be the cows, really. Their days are numbered. They're not numbered too hard, though, because, you know, we have to have enough to keep breeding. But I'm thinking, you know, maybe when we do the farm fields, we'll have, like, a barn with a couple of cows in it that we can milk so that we can have, like, a dairy. And then, you know, we'll have a pasture with the cows that we're going to breed and slaughter for leather and for beef for the butcher shop. And of course the butcher shop will have like 1 or 2 cows hanging out in there. Nope, nope, you're staying there. Right. We're gonna need to get some more tree action at some point, but I can do that off stream. That's not a huge deal. It's not like we have to get the spruce wood right this second, so let's get back over to our workbox. We're gonna have to take out this wool and that, swap everything around, and that's fine. But really, you're pouting in the corner. Buddy, you're not gonna get to your workstation that way. You know this, right? He's just forever gonna stand in the corner. Alright. Well, you have fun with that. And we... Nope, nope. Okay, well, that one's just gonna have to sit down there for now. Okay, so we've made the turn and we're starting to work down this side now. And we've got a couple of panels put in. And I do need to get some more stuff smelted up to trade to the villagers for more terracotta, but I also don't want to bore you guys with that because that's just a lot of sitting around and waiting. So I do wonder if we're gonna have villager or wandering traders spawn in the city when they come in, or if they're always going to be on the outside of the city once we get everything secured. I mean, they could spawn in the city, But they usually, like, show them running in. So I don't know. You okay?
Mm-hmm. A little hungry. Like food. How about you?
I will say my stomach is starting to growl. I'm starving. I got up way earlier than I usually do. Because, like I said, Momo was scratching and he yelped when he was scratching. Russell thinks he was scratching. So we don't know what was going on there. I actually do believe this is a hip problem and not fully a disc problem. I think that disc problem has been there for a long time. Because the other day when the mother-in-law had Zuzu barking in her room, Momo kind of freaked out trying to find him, thinking something was wrong and he had to protect brother. And he kind of ran through the house unexpectedly, but when I saw him trying to run back to his bed, his one hip like kind of dropped funny, his one leg in the back. Now that could have been partially due to the muscle relaxers, but I'm thinking that he's like dislocating his hip constantly. I could be wrong because I'm not a vet, but it's what it kind of felt like. Looked like when I saw him run by me frantically trying to find his brother to figure out why he was barking. And then Russell kind of reprimanded her for getting him all wound up to upset Momo. Like, no, we need Momo to stay calm. We can't be having him freaking out. Well, he finally moved out of the corner, but I don't know where he went. Oh, it looks like villager gathering time. Okay. So, guess maybe about here. That's not what I wanted to do. This might be about the right height. At any rate, I think we can make it work from this height. The one bad thing about doing it from this distance. That's about the right height. And forgetting to bring the steps with you. Right. Good job. Hi, excuse you. But, it was just easier to start that on dry land than it was gonna be to fuss with that over the water. Yeah, I think we'll go one more. I don't necessarily think I'm going to use that many steps in this particular moment, but they were going to have to get cut anyway at some point here, so might as well do it now. Are you happy now that you don't have to swim to get back there? I'm more intrigued to see what you're going to do as I move the wall down. Are you going to keep coming around the edge to get in there? Because this is hilarious. I really wish you would stop going outside the wall, though. I mean, pretty soon I'm gonna have to have you as contained as you're gonna get, right? I mean, I don't... Oh, look, now you've got another friend in there. Oh no, your friend figured out how to get to his workstation. That's what it was. Like, how far will you guys roam from the village? That's what I want to know. Oh. This is what I am very curious about. For I do not know how far from home you are willing to go to do the things and stuff. Alright. So let's just keep on going there. Alright, and we have to go up one more level. Let me knock those down, because we don't really need those. Why do I still hear you below me? Why are you still there? Why haven't you gone home? Did someone steal your bed? Or have you decided that this is your home now? Because I don't have a bed in there for you, buddy. There's not really room for one. And I really think that you need to head back to the village for the night. And why do I have a feeling this is going to end with me having to put in more beds? For a population that we're not quite ready to sustain. He will stand there all night. I wonder what he would do if I had monsters turned on. Would like a skeleton just walk up and kill him, or a creeper? Do the creepers trigger on the villagers? I don't know. Husband, maybe you know. Do the creepers trigger on the villagers?
I don't know. I can't say I ever found out.
Like, I think the skeletons might shoot at them.
Well, everything attacks them, but I don't know if the creepers will, like, explode on them. Yes, I am unsure. I don't know if I've ever witnessed it. Because, you know, they usually go the fuck inside instead of standing underneath of me. I don't know if he glitched and if he's not really standing there. I did have one glitch, some time ago where he was just standing, out in the middle of the desert. And I'm like, buddy, I put more beds in your village. There's a place for you to sleep. He just stood there. Like, I tried nudging him. Nothing was happening. He wasn't moving. I think he's entered a trance-like sleeping state. Oh no, now he's talking. We just weren't close enough to hear him. Never mind. Okay, never mind with that. What did you make to eat? Thank you so much.
Oh. Alright, so let's grab all of our floating scaffolding material. Alright. Okay, and we need to do this side too. I think we're actually gonna start on this end. Just so it's a little bit easier. Okay, so we'll put
this row in here. This will be a lot easier once we're not over water, but there is quite a bit of water on this side coming up, and I really wish those neighbors would stop beeping. Or the neighbors' people, shall we say. Like, I know they have cell phones. Just call them and say, I'm here. I always hate it if somebody recognizes me and beeps at me, because it just startles the shit out of me. I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? Like, don't do that. Like, for me, beeping is trying to get somebody's attention because something bad's about to happen. Not because you're like, oh, hey. I'm just like, what? No. No, I don't know you. I'm not who you think I am. Our vet did that to us one day. He drove by and he beeped at us, and it took me forever to figure out who the fuck was beeping at us. Before I realized it was one of, or the main vet that we go to. I was like, oh. Okay. Sure. You bet. Oh. Time for another pickaxe. But that does free up some inventory space, so. Okay, going down. Alright. Oh, no. That's not what we wanted. There we go. Should probably be holding the shift key if I'm walking sideways and can't see what on earth I'm doing. Probably be the smarter thing to do. Once in a while we do the smarter thing. Not all the time. Alright. Of course, you're not gonna... There we go. Trying to get those bend pieces in. We're trying to get the piece to bend sometimes. If you're just slightly off, it's a real bitch to get those in there. He's just standing there. He looks so sad, like he wants to join everybody else. I guess he's forever decided that he's gonna live inside the wall now. I don't know. Maybe eventually he'll leave the wall and go pick a house once we start putting the housing in. I may have to put a different fletching station in a different location for him to move into. I don't know if I'm gonna have to lock him in his yard. Like, I hope we don't have to lock the villagers into certain shops and stuff. Like, I don't think it will come to that. Hopefully, they won't go wandering off. Okay. So we got that there. Alright. What time is it? It is 5 p.m. Okay. So, I need to wrap my hand here. 1 second, real quick. It's starting to get a little fussy today. Sir, you know you don't have to stand there forever, right? You can go out and do things. You can go and be free and whatnot, right? Okay. So we're gonna we need to do a lighting run on the outside. We need to catch up to where we are, at least in the sections that are serviceable with the pumpkins. We also need to do a few on the inside of the wall as well. But, like, in these sections here, I would just kind of wanted some sea cucumbers. Was I calling them sea urchins before? I might have, by accident. I mean to call them sea cucumbers. Oh, I never removed that. Well, that's not good. Okay. Let's see about getting... Oh wow, look, there's all kinds of clay down here. Oh, I don't think we're gonna have enough air to get that one. There we go. Are we gonna be able to get this one? Just. Okay. Alright, okay, so we don't have two. Actually, we really don't have that many out here. Also wanted to make sure that we didn't have a wandering trader hanging out here that we didn't know about. I don't see anybody. Alright, so yeah, our pumpkins look like they're actually not that far behind. So we've got one here. So it looks like we just really need to do two here. And then 1, 2, say 3 over there. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this area. And these need to become lighted. Alright, so 1 and 2. We're gonna fill that in there just because you'll be able to see it. We might as well at least not have it glaringly obvious about what's all back down in there. I think some of them I might have left the sand in place. It's possible. Thought I had switched them all out, but I guess it depends on how lazy I was at the time I came through, to be perfectly honest. I start out with these grand ideas. Let me see what here I can grab. Alright, that's probably good enough. And we have some things to drop off in one of our boxes here. Okay. Is there room? There is no room for you. Well, it's a good thing we have some more boxes stationed over here. Wait, we're not done with that. Tap that into there. I guess we can just put you there for right now, because things. Okay. Can't put one there. We can do one in the corner. It's probably 3 over there, so maybe 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need a new pair of shears here soon. Is what I'm thinking. And we need to turn these into jack-o'-lanterns. Alright. So, that's not gonna get one, because that's in the water. Oh, actually. Well, I mean... There. It did look a little silly. Kind of just stick it out there. And we'll put this one in here. And then this one in there. I don't know how you ended up all the way over there, but you did, so might as well collect you. And then this guy is gonna hang out over here. Did I do this one? Yeah, okay, so they're gonna hang out there together. You're gonna go there, you're gonna go there. Let's drop off some of this stuff. Alright, we still need that. We don't need the glass anymore for right now. Okay. And we'll put our shovel back where that goes. Where is this meowing that I am constantly hearing? Because it sounds like it's right fucking next to me, and I don't see it. I wonder if it's either on the other side of the wall or it's in the wall. And I don't know which. That's interesting. Alright, what do we need to do? We need to grab this. I guess we'll leave that there. And this. And that. Don't know if we're gonna need that one. Oh, hey, torches. So let's see. Where is... Oh god, we'll never find them in this mess. Hi, are you... Oh, you are who I want. Okay. So, let's keep going. Oh, we don't have 20 more of that. Okay. But we are going to need that. Alright then. Because we do have to go back at some point. Why is the golem just sitting in the water? You okay there, bud? You've got me concerned. Alright, so we definitely have to smelt some more of that. Are you stuck? Can you not get out? Like, you put yourself in there, didn't you? I don't think you spawned in there. Okay, villager. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, like, I don't even really need to do the counting anymore because the entire wall is touching itself. Like, there's no gaps. Like, everything, the entire perimeter's been laid out. So, I don't really have to go and keep counting to make sure everything's lining up correctly. I still am, but I don't need to. I guess I'm in the habit of doing it now. Okay. You're just gonna stand there all night. Okay. I don't know why you're gonna stand there all night, but alright, sure. If that's what makes you happy. That's probably what he's gonna do. He's just gonna forever stand there now. Because it's just too much for him to figure out to walk all the way down here. And he knows that standing in that corner is the closest way to get to his crafting spot that I didn't tell him to go to. He's decided to attach himself to that fletching table. And I don't know what the poor bastard's gonna do now, because the wall's just gonna get longer, and eventually at the next gate down, because we're gonna have an entrance on each side of the city. I mean, there will be doors to get in that way, but is he just doomed to stand there for eternity until I put housing in? We're gonna have to give him a name after all of this. But I don't have any name tags, so it's gonna be hard to tell him apart from everybody else. Although I think I only actually have 2 Fletchers. And him being the second one, I believe. Because I think it's only 1 jobbed villager per station, I think. Like, I think they'll use any table they see, perhaps, but I think everybody's tied to technically their own table. I could be wrong, but that would explain why we have so many jobless villagers. But there do seem to be a few more masons than I thought there were gonna be, so like I said, I could be mistaken. Alright. So we'll put in our edge here. And it just periodically rains on parts of the village where the river cuts in and out, so that's fun. Like, had we known that ahead of time, although I kind of did know it rains sort of like that, but at the same time. Sorry, I just need to do something real quick. Give me 1 second. Oh, and now it's gonna storm in game. Hopefully the lightning doesn't actually hit me, because that could be a problem. back to what we were doing. Get that section worked in. Like, we're actually not that far from the next entrance gate. Not really. At least I don't think we are. How far down is it? Please don't strike me. Well, okay, we're a little ways down from it. Where did I put it? No, it wasn't there. It specifically looks different. Okay, so maybe we're not as close as I thought we were. Oh, okay, so this is the next entrance gate down here. Okay, so we can't really see the wall yet, but, well, I mean, that shouldn't be that much of a problem coming in from this side. Is that a half block just floating? Or is that a full block? Oh, it's 2 full blocks next to each other. Okay. I was gonna say, I've never seen that before. It was just the angle that made them look like they were half blocks. Alright. So, okay, I guess we are further than I was thinking we were. But it shouldn't take us all that long. I mean, we can see what's happening down here. That does mean I do need to get some demolition done this week at some point. Alright. That should be enough sandstone to get this section put in. We definitely need to go and farm some more wood, though. We have to farm more wood. We have to farm a lot more wood. We need to do a round of pumpkin gathering. We need to smelt some more stone. To trade with our villagers. Although I think we could give the Fletcher sticks, but I don't know how many we'll be able to give them before they sorry, my mother needed Russell for something. It distracted me. Like, I don't know how many we'll be able to get out of them in a go. That might be something that has a small cooldown on it, like a small amount that you can give them. We'll see. We will see. Okay. We're probably going to have to dismantle that workbox here soon. Oh. There are holes everywhere in the ground out here. Some of them, like, go into nowhere, and then some of them go down into caverns. So, yeah. When it comes time to actually start building out here, it's gonna be quite an adventure when we start trying to lay in the city districts and stuff. All right. So, let's work on getting back down to the ground. I'm gonna grab that piece of iron before I forget. Even though we're not doing the flooring in that section just yet. Just making sure I had in fact lit that section up. Oh, and there's another iron. Just the two? Just the two. Okay. Okay, that's alright. 2 is fine. 2 is good. Okay, we've got a bit of gravel over in this set. I'm probably going to have to start putting in storage rooms in the base of our towers here soon. Just to have somewhere to put this stuff. Like the stuff that we don't need for now, that I just don't know what to do with, just to get it out of the way. It's either that, or I start putting in storage boxes around the perimeter of the wall, like on the outside of the wall, and just putting signs in the ground for what all is what until I'm ready to actually store it properly. So yes, hi Golem. Hi. Okay. So let's grab some more sandstone. I mean, I'd like to just not worry about the trim for right now, but I have a feeling if we do that, it's gonna be ending up to be a bitch to come back and deal with later, so. I mean, but we're not doing too bad. So we can go a few more minutes. I think maybe we'll put in these 2 columns here, and then we'll probably call it a day. Well, you know what? I think, well, no, we'll do that. We already grabbed the shit, so. Alright. And I will try to figure out how we are going to handle our lighting. On the inside. Everything okay?
Mm-hmm. They had a little bit of baked beans left, so.
Oh. Oh god, there's probably like 3 bowls from the baked beans again, instead of, you know, them just putting it on the plates.
They had hot dogs and baked beans. I think they just put the hot dogs with the beans.
I hope so, because last night there was so many dirty dishes from just the baked beans, I wanted to scream. I was like, could the last person not just eat out of the baked bean bowl?
I did.
Yeah, there was 3 other small dishes that had
Everybody had some.
baked bean residue, and I'm just like, put it on your plate. My god. We had gotten my mom dishes that had little cubbies in them to separate her food out, since that was one of the reasons why she kept using 500 plates for dinner. And they weren't washing great. Whatever they were made out of, the specific plastic or whatever, it kept holding on to the grease. It was weird. And then when we did go to wash it, then after the fact, it didn't seem to want to let go of the soap either, so it was just being a pain in the ass. So we need to get her different ones. I think. Hey buddy, what you doing there staring at me? You're gonna have to walk down and go around. That's the only way it's gonna be. There you go. Good job. Keep going. Your door's down that way, unless you're more intrigued by what I'm doing at the moment. I don't think you want to be up here, my friend. Oh, this mouse. And I say it's a cheap mouse because it's a wired mouse, so it is much more inexpensive than the wireless mice. I have a wireless mouse. I don't think you want to go down there, my friend. Let's not go into the scary caverns. I mean, monsters aren't on right now, but... Okay, the golem's gonna go patrol down there. But not that far. Maybe there's too steep of a drop-off there at some point. But, what the fuck was I saying? Oh my god. I don't know. Oh, right, mice. But this one was, even cheaper in quality than I had wanted to get. And, it's held in there for a few months, but I don't know if it's gonna make it a year. I may need to work on putting money aside to procure another one. Hopefully we can make it until I get paid from Twitch again, though. That would be nice. To just take it out of that money. Alright. So these guys are gonna come up into here for now. And I'm gonna put all of you back into here. And you're gonna go there. Alright. Now, I still have all of that sandstone. Well, I don't have all of it because we have been smelting it, but there is still a good amount of it down here, on the outside of the walls. But yeah, like, I want to do an organized storage system. So I might just start sticking boxes outside the walls with notes on them until I'm ready to actually do something on the inside, or I might just stick boxes down the rooms below the, like, down in here. Like, we could stick some storage boxes in here. We're not going to be able to get very many, but it would only be temporary. Anyhow, we still have to change out this terracotta and the wool. But we need to buy some more terracotta, so... Okay, so this chest is empty. We can
dismantle that one. What's in here? Okay, so we've just started to use this one. Alright, one more? Maybe? Okay. This set of sand can come hang out over here. Okay. So right now our smelting operation, our ovens are sitting down next to where our next lava source is that's above ground. Since we were going to have to do something about it anyway. It was gonna be in the way. So it kinda had to go. Look at all this andesite we can turn in eventually. That's exciting. So I only have 3 ovens set up down here. But that's okay. So I think for today, we will sign off with the smelting happening. And we'll put that in there, give me that, and we'll top you off. So, that's gonna do it for today. We got a little bit done. We got a villager leveled up. We changed our minds on the terracotta color. Well, I did. Something that just seems a little bit more brighter and not quite so drab. I will be working on replacing that, the brown stuff to the white stuff, over the weekend, I guess, but in the next week before we do Minecraft again. Tomorrow, for stream, we will be doing, we'll be working on our P-file. If we manage to wrap the P-file up tomorrow, then we'll work on, Christmas present layouts and prep on Sunday. If we don't get done tomorrow, then we will wrap up the P-file on Sunday. So, no Planet Zoo tomorrow, unfortunately. But we will have other things going on Saturday. The Wild Challenges podcast will be happening. I will be co-hosting with Lita this week. We're going to be talking about patch thingies. Saturday night, at least for where I am, we're doing a time change. Some of you may have already done a time change for the winter. Some of you may not do time changes. Depends on where you live. For me, Saturday night at 2 a.m. we fall back an hour, so 2 a.m. will become 1 a.m. and things and stuff. So I will still be streaming at my same erratic schedule with a live by 4 p.m. tentativeness. If we go early, we go early. If we don't, we don't. But yeah, so we've got that. So Sunday's schedule, we should be live by 4 at the latest. 4 p.m. Central. You might have to Google what time 4 p.m. Central is after that. But, you know, an easier way to keep track of that is to follow me on Twitter at NiseyBGN. I usually remember to post when we are going live over there. You could also follow and turn your notifications on here. That will also tell you when I've gone live, if you have that whole thingy turned on and running. If you can't make it to the live stream, that's okay. We do archive the the live streams over on the YouTube channel. That is also NiseyBGN, so feel free to give a little subscription button love over there. It's free, and it helps the channel out over there as well. Maybe one day we can get monetized on YouTube, but we need a lot more followers than we have now, so if you want to be so kind as to hit the subscribe button over there, that would be great. But yeah, and then we have the Kofi page that has a small sampling of stuff I've done so far for art things. And then we do have the Etsy account. I don't have a whole lot up on the Etsy account right now. We should be getting some more stuff up after the first of the year, if not sooner, but I think it's going to be closer to first of the year, somewhere around in there. So you all have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with me for a few hours. I do appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Good luck with your challengers if you're working on WoW Challenges stuff. And until tomorrow, have a good one.